That was Odetta, known as Odetta Holmes. And Odetta was born December 31st, 1930, passed away December 2nd, 2008. She was a singer, actress, guitarist. She played guitar herself in this on this project. Lyricist and a civil and human rights activist, often referred to as the voice of the civil rights movement. Her repertoire consisted largely of American folk music, blues, jazz, and spirituals. And she was an important figure in the American folk music revival of the 1950s and 60s. She influenced many key figures of the folk revival of that time, including Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, Mavis Staples, and Janis Joplin. Her recording of Take This Hammer was on the 100 Greatest Popular Songs, stating that Rosa Parks was her #1 fan. And Martin Luther King Jr. called her the Queen of American folk music. So that was Odetta. The song is called Spiritual Trilogy, and it is from the CD entitled The Folk Song or The Tradition Masters, Odetta, The Tradition Masters. Before that, you heard Mary Violet Leontine Price with My Soul's Been Anchored in the Lord, and that is from a CD entitled Leontine Price Sings Spirituals. And a little bit more about Leontine. She was born February 10th, 1927 in Laurel, Mississippi. And she rose to international acclaim in the 1950s and 60s and was the first African American to become a leading performer at the Metropolitan Opera and one of the most popular American classical singers of her generation. Some of her honors include the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the Spingarn Medal, the Kennedy Center Honors, the National Medal of Arts, 19 Grammys for operatic and song recitals and full operas, and a Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's see. In 2019, just Before that, you heard the Wings Over Jordan Choir with Walk Together Children from their recording Trying to Get Ready. Glenn T. Settle was the founder and director for the Wings Over Jordan Choir. And he was born October 10th, 1894, and he was the third son in a family of 9 children on a tobacco plantation in North Carolina. And it says early in his childhood, he knew what it meant to go hungry, in rags, and to be cold. He had to be alert not to fall into the hands of threatening gangs of whites from the mountains nearby who enjoyed catching and torturing the black children in the area. The family lived in a 1-room log cabin, and there, around the flaming log fire, they gathered to listen to their mother reading the Bible. While she had attained some education, their father was illiterate, but he was a diligent worker and faithful churchman who was the deacon of a little church situated in the woods about 1 mile away. This church was called Jones Chapel. So that was a little, let me see, what else can I tell you? Oh, after becoming an ordained minister, Settle was assigned in 1936 to the Gethsemane Baptist Church in Cleveland. And there he set about the study of music as he was determined to raise the standard of the church's available choir. So in 1930, H. Kramer, who was the program director for radio station WGAR in Cleveland. And as they say, the rest is history. Before that, you heard Eric Bibb with Follow the Drinking Gourd, and some of the liner notes on the CD entitled Jericho Road say that musically, the songs that he's written for this record reflect many of the influences that have inspired him throughout his career. World music sounds, blues, folk, jazz, and others find their way. Jericho Road refers to the road between Jerusalem and Jericho, where the Good Samaritan, a traveler of a despised race, stopped to help a stranger in need after better-off religious leaders had passed by and done nothing. The night before his death, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. urged us to follow the example of the Good Samaritan, saying, "Ultimately, you cannot save yourself without saving others." He says, if this record has a theme, that's it in a nutshell. Have a heart. Minor notes from Eric Bibb's Jericho Road, and the song I played was Follow the Drinking Gourd. And then before that, you heard the McIntosh County Shouters with Adam Picking Up Leaves. And that was from Folkmasters, great performances recorded live at the Barns of Wolf Trap. And as I have previously mentioned, the McIntosh County Shouters are the last of the singing groups that perform the ring shout, which is a direct relation from the ring shouts performed on the continent of Africa. They are from the Sea Islands off the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas, and they are out of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Bolden, Georgia. So that was a little about what I have just played for you.